Okay, and welcome back. And we'll go halfway around the world now in this hour and talk to Raja Mujtaba, who is back with us tonight from Pakistan. He has a wonderful website called opinionmaker.org, and you can get to there by clicking on his name. I run often, 1 or 2 times a day, stories from his website, opinion-maker.org. He is a voice in his country of the truth. He is running very much the kind of an operation that I'm sure all of you would appreciate if you were in Pakistan. And we can appreciate it from over here because it does have a worldwide application and a worldwide reach. Hello, Raja. How are you?
I'm fine, Jeff. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm still here, and you're still there, and that's good.
Yeah. Nice to be at your program again, you know.
Thank you. Are you on Skype?
I am on Skype, but right now I'm on my cell phone, you know.
Okay. We might want to, if you can email me your Skype number, I think we're going to want to try and call you back on the Skype number. The cell phone sounds strange, but I can understand you. So if you can email me that other number, we'll try and call you back and get a better connection. Skype sometimes works very well. Sometimes it works strangely. Now, I guess first things first, and the big story, of course, is Iran. War, no war. There's so much information now pouring out, and if you look at the history books, you can go back 6, 7 years and see almost the same kind of stories. There were threats against Iran back then. So how does it look to you, Raja? What are you hearing and what are you seeing?
Well, Iran has been in the news for ever since its revolution. You know, I would say I go back to 79.
Yes.
And since then, United States and Iran have not been on the same page.
Nope.
For one reason or the other.
Yes.
And more so, I would say that United States, being a bigger power, failed to play its due role and accept the wishes of the people of Iran. If the United States had accepted the decision of the people of Iran, the United States would have very well got along with the present Iranian regime also.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the other, they tend to pull in the other direction, and they lived in the Shah's era that the people of Iran were not prepared to accept. So that widened the gulf greater and greater. And then, of course, when Saddam Hussein was made to attack Iran, while Iran was still in the process of revolution. So that further complicated the situation for United States.
Yes.
Of course, they do say that because the Iranian government or Iranian people, you know, they had taken about 400 hostages in the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. Well, that was supposed to happen because the United States were not supporting the people's revolution. Had they supported the people's revolution, probably that thing could have been avoided.
I understand. Yes, I understand. Raja, do me one favor. Be sure to send me that phone number, and if you want to stop, we can do that. Just send it over as soon as you can. Pull the cell phone back away from you a little bit, and let's see if that helps.
I'm using, the hands-free, and the mic is away from me. You know?
Okay. All right. That's part of the problem. That we're picking up what we call presence in the industry.
Or you call me on my landline, I can talk to you from there, you know.
Yeah, please send me your landline number. Just go ahead and email it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, email me the landline number, and I'll hold on here. Just you go right ahead and do that right now, if you would. And what I want to do is get your the last time we were on, we had the Brigadier on with you. Very interesting. You are in touch with a lot of very wise and accomplished and honored military people and ex-military people in the Pakistan military. And I was curious, and I think a lot of people are, how much of a fight can Iran actually put up if they were attacked in a massive aerial fashion? Cruise missiles, B-1 bombers, How effective can the Iranians fight back, Raja? What is your view of that?
You see, one thing, if we go back a couple of years when Israel attacked Hamas, Hezbollah in Lebanon, you know.
Yes.
So basically, when they were attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hezbollah was fighting a proxy war for Iran.
Oh, yes, okay. All right, so Hezbollah was fighting a proxy war for Iran in Lebanon when the Israelis went in. I got it. All right.
Okay. So the Israelis thinking that will be an easy pushover within a couple of days, they will move them around.
Yes.
They could not, and the war went over 30 days. And
That's
finally
right.
they had to stop it themselves, you know. Why I'm narrating that is because if the proxy could not be tackled, then the main force cannot be.
Oh, okay. This is very interesting. So the extension by proxy of Iranian military presence in southern Lebanon could not be defeated by the Israelis on the ground, and so you're thinking that the same thing pertains. Now, the difference in southern Lebanon is that there was not a massive aerial bombardment of bunker-busting bombs and enormous destruction from the air. There were certainly airstrikes, but it was not the same. And most people are thinking that if Iran is attacked, it'll be an enormous effort made from the air. You name it, and they'll throw it at it. Nuclear weapons, bunker busters, probably not nuclear weapons in the sense that we know them, big bombs. But if you blow up the Bushehr reactor, you've basically started another nuclear war. That's obvious.
Is it you calling on the other line?
No, not yet. I haven't gotten your email yet. I wonder who is calling. It's not me. Okay, are you there, Raja?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right. So I understand your point. That's a very interesting point. Obviously, this is not going to be a ground invasion of Iran. No one is thinking of a ground invasion. Maybe in one portion of the country a certain piece could be bitten off and held onto with ground troops, but the country is too big. Too many people, too much military.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Now, let me bring up one other thing. I still haven't gotten your email yet if you've sent it, so go ahead and send again.
It is on its way.
Very good.
Just 1 minute.
All right. Now, the other thing, the other aspect of this is the possibility of a new kind of attack on Iran, and that might start off with the use of an EMP weapon or two, an electromagnetic pulse bomb lit off at 50,000 feet, which will literally cripple most of the country's computer capacity and electronic hardware in terms of that which interfaces with software and microcircuits. Do you think that that's a possibility?
I think that is a possibility because America has that capacity to do that. And in that case, any country which is fighting America would be much better off by firing free control, free flight weapons, you know. Mm-hmm. Any rocket missile that does not have a radio control, radio surveillance, that will have no problem fighting that sort of an environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. As far as the...
You got my mail?
Yeah, I have the email now.
You got...
Yeah, I've got it. So we'll take our commercial break here. So stand by. Go ahead and prepare, and we'll call you right now. And we'll be right back with Raja, hopefully in a better line in just a couple minutes. Okay, and we're back. Let's go back to Pakistan and see how Skype performs now. This is a test. It's always interesting to see. All right, Raja, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Now you sound better.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay. So We have, yes, just keep the phone or the microphone a little bit farther away from you, and I think it'll even be a little sharper. All right.
Okay.
That's good. Now, the idea that we've talked about Iran, we've talked about EMP weapons. EMP weapons have never been used in a war situation to our knowledge yet. Now, they may have been used in Iraq on a limited basis, I don't know. But two massive EMP bursts over Iran would do an extraordinary amount of damage. That would be a first. It is suggested that that would be the way to neutralize the Iranian air defense systems. Remember what happened in Syria, folks. The Israelis went in and bombed something. We don't know what it was, maybe a nuclear facility of some kind. It was in the construction stage. But the Syrian air defenses were as if they were just shut off, closed down. So there's a lot of very advanced technology here. This is like a laboratory, isn't it, Raja?
Yes. My only word over here is that I sometimes really wonder and hold my head as to how much is being invested in the destruction of the mankind, by the trillions and trillions of dollars,
Exactly.
So, the only species on this earth which is working for its own destruction. And if you destroy one part of the society, the other part of the society cannot remain intact. It will also get its lashed back,
Right.
So
right.
It would have been much better if we could have been talking on talking terms and settling the issues if there were any.
Of course.
In fact, I see there are no issues, but issues are created to dominate the other side, So if that sort of thing is going on, then I see no peace in this world and I see all destruction all around. And if we go back a little in history, starting from 9/11, 9/11 has proved to be the watershed in the world stability, security, and even in the status of United States of America. Since then, America is on the downhill now, and it is not yet stopped and not yet recovered, and their chances of recovering soon are very remote. So, in the people who were at Healthy Affairs at that time, people like George Bush and Dick Cheney and all that, they are the people who are responsible for putting not only America in a mess, but the entire world in a mess. And there should be some people around who should get up, who should wake up, who should demand their trial, because they have destroyed everybody and anything which has come for their own personal greed and agendas. And this is something which is very, very painful and hurting. If America could wake up and think more with a balanced approach, with a balanced mind, why should they be supporting the Zionist Israel first of all, Let's put that question to the people of America and the government of America. Why should they support Zionist Israel against so many others? And if they can answer that question, I think the trends will change. But right now, what we talk on the radios, on the television, and through our writings, we are only talking of destruction and destruction and destruction, nothing more but destruction. And this is something which is very, very hurting. You lose your kith and kin, we lose our kith and kin. Ultimately, it is the humanity which is suffering.
Very well said. I completely agree with you. Americans should be asking themselves, why are we being owned, operated, and controlled and bled to death by world Zionism? And we're coming up over here on the 100th anniversary of the 1913 signing of the so-called Federal Reserve Act, which was really the death of America 100 years ago. That's when our money was taken over by the Rothschild banking dynasty, as you well know. So good question. As we get ready this next week, the annual AIPAC convention here, the so-called president of this country is going to go and do his usual groveling act. Other American dignitaries, although they aren't dignified to me, are going to go to AIPAC at the convention and grovel as well. We are, unfortunately, a country that is owned by an outside agency, and that's the truth.
So this is what bothers me most, because America, which has a tremendous, enormous resources, and not only the material resources, America has the enormous enormity even in the human resource, the human mind. Why don't these people think in the positive directions? Why are they thinking on the negativities of the life and trying to destroy the other side of the world, Now, if you come back to Iran has no reach to get for America. Coming to Afghanistan is even more primitive than Iran, And there is no reason that these countries should have been attacked or attacked planned. The only concern that they want is the commercial, and the commercial is the hydrocarbon resources and the mineral resources.
Yeah.
Well, they are available for trade to anybody. You come and pay the money and take it.
Yes.
Why kill people for that, and why deny the things to others? This is purely greed, and which is trying to work out the destruction of the people,
Absolutely.
Would have been much better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
now that the situation that...
Okay, and we're back with Raja Mujtaba, and he contributes, as I mentioned, articles to Rense.com, has his own wonderful news service. How is your site and your news service received in Pakistan, Raja? It must be very popular.
It's quite popular, and all the people those who are in the policy making or things like that,
Oh, I'm sure they watch.
They all go through it,
I'm sure they do. Yeah. You have a lot
not
of.
Not only that it's being read in Pakistan, but it is also being read globally,
Absolutely, global.
I have
sure.
about 40 to 45% views from United States alone.
Wonderful. Well, to get the honest picture from that part of the world is crucial. There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of weeks about the number of U.S. military bases that ring Iran. There are 47 or 45 of them, I think, that are all around Iran. Iran is surrounded with American military installations, and that's not counting the U.S. Navy, the Air Force deployed units that are around there as well. So Iran has a very difficult position to maintain here, and I'm not sure, and where I'm going with this is important, I'm not sure if Iran will get the kind of support that I think you, and I know most of our listeners, would like to see coming from Russia. Will the Russians step in to not only Iran but Syria and say no to this Western Zionist NATO plot to further destroy what's left of individual sovereign nations in the Middle East? Will the Russians do anything, Raja?
Russians will stand by Iran, and so would China.
You're sure?
And yes, I'm quite positive about that. There's a very little chance that they will not, but there's more chances that they will.
All right.
And they have their own interest for that reason, because if China gets a lot of oil from Iran and things like that, and Russia also has, this is the only place on this side of the world where Russia has a good hold. And they would not like to lose the Iranian friendship on that account. And no, as they say, the Cold War is over, but still the Cold War is being fought. They're the same old players, but now more players have come in. Previously, it was just between Russia and the United States, or the Soviet Union and the United States.
Yes.
Now, the third partner in the Cold War is the China. And very soon I see that there will be a Cold War starting between the European Union and America, United States, because they also have their conflicts and their interests. When the clash of interest comes, then the sides fall apart, and then they don't behave like partners, but they behave like the competitors,
Yes,
so
yes.
that sort of thing is likely there also.
Mm-hmm.
And what is most feared, Jeff, that is that, next year, the United States Navy is due to retire the USS Enterprise.
Yes.
The nuclear-powered aircraft carrier.
That's the oldest.
And
it's the oldest. That is the oldest active duty ship in the American Navy. It's supposed to be retired next year. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. and it is being ready to bring that into the Persian Gulf, for this war.
Yes.
And what is feared once it comes into the Persian Gulf, like the USS Liberty, the Israelis are going to sink it in the Strait of Hormuz and transfer the blame onto Iran.
Yes.
And force America to attack Iran.
Yes.
So this is what the people of the United States and the government of the United States have to be very, very watchful and careful about. And they are likely to do it, and they will do it because they want the Americans to fight the first shot and not themselves, And they want direct American involvement with Iran. So this is what should be frightening or scaring the people of America. And the problem with the people of America is that, as there's a famous saying, that the husband is the last person to know what his wife is doing.
Uh-huh.
Likewise, the people of America are the last to know what their government is doing,
Yes. You have just raised...
they have to rely more on the outside sources of information coming from different channels,
Yes.
And because directly the American government does not tell its own people what they are doing, and they keep them unconcerned or de-linked from their policies outside America, So this is something which the American public should get to know more and more. Only then they'll be able to save and protect their country from destruction or annihilation in that sense. But this is something which, coming to your question, Russia will not leave alone Iran. China will also stand by Iran. And people of Pakistan are solely very much behind Iran. Now the problem that has been created in Balochistan by America, I would name it America, Israel, and India,
Yes.
And it is not without a purpose. The whole thing is that because they want to, since the NATO attack on Slala post, the American supplies, the NATO supplies have been choked to Afghanistan. And they are finding it very, very difficult. And to maintain their large number of troops over there and equipment, and they could not even have the cheap access to the to pump in into Afghanistan from the Arabian Gulf,
Raja, okay, a question, Raja. One question. Since the attack on the Pakistan military killed 27 men, the soldiers, the flow of supplies going through Pakistan into Afghanistan to support the American military has been cut down, or has it been stopped entirely?
The ground supplies have been stopped entirely.
Wow. Okay. Now that explains.
And the only thing is that the air supplies have not been stopped, just to keep the things going on in that humanitarian sense, because people they need something. Because now the ground supplies have been stopped because no more transportation of arms and ammunition and weapons to Pakistan.
I see. Well, okay. Actually, that's very interesting. Now, you mentioned Balochistan. That's another staging area for the American military, and they've tried to shift to that location for that purpose. But let me get back, if I may, to Russia and China. Are you saying that you believe Russia and China will do more than talk? Will they commit military assets to defending Iran? That's the big question.
Military assets they may not commit directly,
All right.
And they may support the Iranian military.
Okay.
But if you ask in their manpower coming in, I don't see that happening.
All right. Okay. All right. Very good. Hold on, please. We have to pause again. We'll come back. This is very important. So, munitions, advice, technology. Certainly the Russians will look forward very much to being able to try out their own latest defensive electromagnetic countermeasures against any kind of an Israeli American attack. So again, we have a laboratory situation. But Raja does not see human personnel, we have non-human personnel too, getting involved with Iran, at least right now. Interesting. All right, back in just a minute with Raja Mujtaba as we continue. back with Raja. All right, the timetable, my friend. What do your people feel is a logical timetable for something that they cannot keep escalating the military presence in the area forever? I mean, they're built up now to certainly have enough clout to do almost as much damage as they want to. What's the time frame on this, do you see?
Time frame about?
Iran.
Time frame, I think basically what I'm seeing is that America is, for the moment, is trying to play a psychological warfare. I see some reluctance in part of the Americans to attack Iran. America is not willing to attack Iran in that sense, But the only thing is that some stupid act by Israel is going to compel America into that war. And when and how Israel does that, you have to follow and watch the Israeli moves on that, how much pressure is being put on. So the APEC meeting that you hold in Washington maybe next month or something like that, that would give you a good indicator of what is their mind, So, and then of course these things are coming out of from Jerusalem also, that what they want. So it is basically the Israelis who are going to pull the cord, not the Americans themselves,
I understand. I'm going to go back.
This is what I see, and
yeah. I would like to go back to the idea of sinking the USS Enterprise in the Strait of Hormuz. That will go down, obviously, in history as being something as big as Pearl Harbor. Although the consequences may not be as bad as World War II, but certainly it'll be an astonishing event, like 9/11, something like that. And Americans, unfortunately, controlled and owned by the media, will respond and will demand that we go in there and kill them all and let Allah sort them out.
You see, that is going to be something very, very catastrophic, U.S. Enterprise is not just a ship, it is a city.
Correct.
It has thousands of people as crew on board,
2 reactors,
and,
nuclear weapons.
That ship is sunk.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear weapons, nuclear reactors, and aircraft and everything. If that ship is sunk, it means a city has gone down.
Exactly
and
right.
That would create a very, very strong furor within the people of America.
They'll be enraged.
And since media is controlled by these Zionists, they'll try to play it up as if Iran has done it.
Of
Whereas
course.
Iran would not be nowhere near it,
Of course, yeah. They could easily...
So this is why I'm saying I'm just forewarning the people of America that something like that happens, then they should know from where that attack has come.
Unfortunately, the American media will not report that possibility. Look, they could easily get hold of some sunburn missiles, paint them up in Iranian military colors, and make sure that they had pictures of them somehow. It's easy to do.
Yes.
The deception is a science. It's an art. It's something that is very simple to do.
Yes. So that is something which is worrying me and worrying me most, because that is going to trigger a war. And if something like that happens, and then any side uses a nuclear weapon, Iran so far don't have nukes, but Israelis have, America has, and if it becomes a bigger involvement, then it is an all-out beginning of the Third World War,
Now you as a nation, Pakistan, are going to be terribly affected by any radioactive fallout from Iranian targets, Bushehr, whatever. All the depleted uranium will be dumped all over your country, and China, and India to a degree. I should think that this should be not acceptable, and yet I'm not hearing anything from Pakistan demanding in the media over here, Raja, in the media here. I'm not hearing Pakistan demanding that this Iran war rhetoric stop. I'm not hearing much of anything.
Yes. I think we have given many messages to the United States, and the recent overture towards Iran is also an indicator. And this is one factor that why America is trying to tear apart Balochistan from Pakistan, because Pakistan has decided to go for the oil pipeline and the gas pipeline from Iran, which America does not want. And America has been demanding bases from Pakistan to attack Iran, and Pakistan has refused to give those bases against Iran, So this is something which is bothering Americans about Pakistan, and Pakistani people, even those who were moderate or let's say who were on the side of America, even today they stand alienated, and the Americans have developed hate within people all over the world, what to say of Pakistan alone,
Yes.
So Americans should have done more through their media to manage their own perception in a more friendly manner, in a more humane manner, than to present their might and then create problems for themselves,
Yes.
So
yes.
today, speaking very honestly, not a single country which the people in which would support America if something happens. But even that happens, that is unfortunate, because you can't blame anybody else but the American government alone, for what they have done to the people around the world.
Absolutely.
So they should have played much better their cards. They should have played in a more statesmanly manner and elderly manner, and keep the dominance over the world and yet keep them friendly towards your side. That should have been the policy of the American government, They wanted the dominance but not the friendship. They wanted it through arrogance and rudeness, that the people are not prepared to accept.
Absolutely right. The sad thing over here is we have this Republican primary campaign going on, and these primary elections so far are not encouraging to me. If the vote is accurate, and they're reasonably accurate, in South Carolina, for example, the primary there, 92% of the people voted against Ron Paul. In other words, they voted for war. In the recent primary Tuesday night, last night, they voted 88% in, I believe it was Michigan, but one of them, 88% against Ron Paul. That means 88% voted for war, for the Federal Reserve. Ron Paul is the only candidate in my lifetime who has come out and unequivocally said he will stop war. And the American public so far are not voting for him in remotely sufficient number to give me any reason for optimism.
You see, the entire game lies in the hands of the American public in the coming elections now, What they want from the government or from the next president, whosoever comes in,
Yes.
So American public have to make up their own mind as to what side of the line of fence they stand. If they remain divided or something like that, or they go for war, then war they will get, yes, at what cost, and what benefits would the people of America get out of it? They don't realize how much it's going to cost them, and it's going to be fatal. I would say it's going to be fatal, So best thing is to avoid war. Best thing is to let diplomacy take course. Let's try and talk peace with the people, Everybody is a human being. Nobody is an animal or a beast, in that sense. If we people can talk halfway around the world in a much better manner, in a much friendly manner, in a much more trusted and brotherly manner, why can't the governments do that, That is one thing which I have failed to understand at times. I've been to America, I've met people, I've seen people. The American people are loving people, they're very good people, they're very good human beings. But when it comes to the Capitol Hill and the White House, the things entirely change, This is something which is baffling the mind.
Yeah,
Why it happens like that from such beautiful people, from such beautiful country, such a bad government or such a bad thought comes out, from Washington. So this is what the American people should question themselves, why it happens. Once the American public starts to question themselves, I think they'll put a check to it.
Yes.
And one big question that the American public should ask every now and then, why should we support Israel at the cost of others, Israel is just few million people, and against that you alienated 1.5 billion Muslims, Muslims are not the enemies of America. They are not at all enemies. Look at the investments that the Muslim countries have made in America. If you go on to those things, Americans have contributed more towards the economy of America. Israel has only drained out the economy of America. So why can't the people of America make up their mind of who is their friend and who is their enemy, So this is something which must come up, and the people must question why to support Israel against 1.5 billion people who have invested in America.
I completely agree. Unfortunately, at this point in time, America is a country that is occupied. It has been invaded and it is occupied by world Zionism. So the American people, as good-hearted as they are, and they are as good as there are anywhere, have no means to express that because they're being held hostage, programmed, mind-controlled, and all the rest of it. It's a tough situation. I want to thank you again for being here, Raja, and all of your hard work at opinionmaker.org. It's a wonderful website, and I'll be here to continue to assist to help you.
My pleasure, Jeff, and all my best wishes with the people of America, and we must work collectively for the world peace and for justice.
Indeed.
Peace can only come if justice is established.
Indeed.
And that is what we need to support, and that is what we need to work for. And if the people join hands together, I think we can force the government to go our way and not their way.
All right, I hope so. Thank you, Raja. Take care. Be well, my friend.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right. And thanks to all of you for being here tonight, and we'll be back with you tomorrow night, March 1st. See you then.